Okay, content cop from Temu back at it again. So just before I get into my interrogation with former MrBeast employee Jake Weddle, a lot has happened since my last video. After posting it, I got hundreds of messages from former MrBeast employees, and I had them all like send proof of former employment. You know, just people showing their support or telling their stories of you know, fake videos or unsafe practices, you know, toxic workplace, stuff like that. I'm not really gonna get into those claims because, for one, like, most people want to stay anonymous, which I understand. And also, like, I think most of that stuff's just been covered with you know, the news coming out about Beast Games and everything. And also I have like more serious allegations.
OG Bieber cut. I don't know what you thought the OG Bieber cut was, but this is not the OG Bieber cut.
That I want to start covering. Also, I heard from a very credible source that MrBeast has been sitting on a response to part 1 because he was worried if he posted it, I would instantly respond with part 2. You know, like this is Kids Bop, Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Also, I know MrBeast's secret CEO has been practically like harassing my people on, you know, hey, what's in part 2? What does he know? So I will just tell you, James, what will be in part 3, so you don't have to harass my people. It will be about...
No, not a part 3. Now he preemed the 3? Oh, nah.
Serious allegations of sexual misconduct in the company and your direct involvement in covering up those crimes.
Whoa! Now he's dropping a trilogy, and it's still gonna be better than the Thor trilogy. Crazy.
And I'll make sure to give you full credit and plaster your face all over the screen when we talk about that. So yeah, I've gotten dozens of messages from former employees of very serious allegations. So I just want to put a call to action at the start of this video that, you know, if you have a story, you can DM me. Just make sure you send proof of employment first, because I get a lot of DMs.
That was a random Thor,
like,
but fuck Thor.
As much as I meme and joke around, like, I take anonymity very seriously. So without explicit permission, I don't go public with anything. And obviously, if it goes to court, I would hope they would censor your information from the court documents. I don't know. Oh, and former contestants too. That's another thing I heard after posting my last video is during the 100 Boys
Man, what are meat and potatoes?
Versus Girls video, I have people corroborating the same story that the camera guy who gave the girls a drone was making some girls feel uncomfortable. You know, you trap these girls in a circle and make them sleep on rough turf. All
right, let's do predictions, chat. Let's do predictions. Do y'all think this situation is going to be closer to Mr. Drake, or is it gonna be Jimmy Schneider? Let's do predictions, man. Like we don't have to formally do predictions, but I feel like this is gonna be closer to the Dan Schneider allegations, man.
Get them high on paint fumes, and then you try to f them.
Okay, that seems really dark.
No, it's not dark. You're misunderstanding me, bro.
I think.
Yeah, you are. Because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Anyway, so that will be part 3. So, you know, MrBeast, do with that information what you will. I know Chucky didn't want to respond to those allegations. So anyway, my interview with Jake Weddle, I chose to interview him because I thought he was perfect because he was both on camera and behind the scenes in 2019 and 2020. And also, what people don't know is that he came back in 2021 to be the sole contestant of a MrBeast video, which never got uploaded because it went very badly. He also knows about another portable document format who was working at MrBeast while actually on the registry. And I'll get more into that story at the end of the video. So I got his DM, drove straight to New York overnight, did not sleep, just drank a bunch of caffeine. And I also only had one microphone in the interview, which he's wearing. So it's mostly just him talking. Also, like, final thing, people said my last video started slow. This video also starts slow. It you know, builds up over time. But I'll do the retention thing and say, the ending will blow your mind. It's crazy. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie though, this is one of those videos where retention editing does not matter. Like, this is some... Like, the idea and the title is so crazy that, yeah, motherfuckers will wait 30 minutes of yapping for you to get to it. So.
Okay.
And you still get 500,000.
Jake Weddle. Most people who, if you know me from MrBeast, I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time. But I've been in some videos. I've worked on a lot of them. I was there from 2019 to 2020, 2021 when I came back and did some more. I was there when they were authentic, and then I saw the transition to what I feel like is a company. He's like a TV show now. It went from YouTuber guy with a camera to Amazon. The culture around there was very unspoken, but there was a vibe. There was half the people who, if you made Jimmy happy, you were on the good half, and these people got random bonuses and were usually moved up, had more screen time. And then there was people who, if you had a disagreement or butt heads with Jimmy or just you didn't like it, you know, you were the other half. And I consistently was in the half that Jimmy did. Jimmy doesn't like me. That's fine. I don't like him either. It's okay. I feel so good to say. I don't like Jimmy. I hate you so much. He didn't want anyone to get more popular or have more of a way out necessarily. Like, oh, I'm doing my Twitch thing on the side. Don't do that because you could get famous and leave and talk about me negatively. And I could tell that the yes men were, doing well. And I was, disgruntled for quite.
I may have some insider information with y'all, man. Is it insider information? I don't think so. But from people that I know that used to work at MrBeast, apparently when you work for MrBeast, you can't work with, and mind you, I don't even think this is anything crazy. You can't work for other channels, and they essentially ask you to go zero dark 30 on social media. Like, they really want your, now the way they put it was, the reason why they asked that is they just want your entire focus on what's going on at MrBeast. They don't want you to make your own channel. They don't want you to spew their secrets out. Like, different context now, but in terms of, like, their algorithm secrets, the secret to their sauce, they didn't want that leaking. Pause. No Diddy. Maybe there's a different reason now, though. I don't know.
Quite some time. So I've talked to reporters, right? Like, publicly. And I've always had to choose my words very, very carefully because I don't want to say anything I don't stand behind, obviously. So I used to talk to people. I used to glaze Jimmy publicly for things I do genuinely think are true.
Yeah, crazy.
But then it's like, well, how can we just talk about the work community? Well, I wanted a career. I didn't want to, speak ill of YouTube's golden boy and then I'm blacklisted forever. I tell people I was talking to you, they go, "Don't, what are you doing? You're going to kill your career." It's like, I have to or I'll be sad. If this is the moment, we're going to talk about it. So as far as that, that's my covering up of why we didn't talk about XYZ sooner, but now you know.
What would you say is the fakest video that you worked on while you were there?
Fakest video that I worked on while I was there. This is the extent of the fakeness that I was involved to. This is like admitting to my complicity. I was a writer there, and we were working on a video, crushing my friend's car with a rock or meteor or something. It was a rock or meteor in the title of it, I can't remember. But he wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think a rock came out of space.
We're gonna take a meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this. Weddle and Marcus are probably shocked. They had no idea.
And so that was the one and only time I had to, my car? What? And on the fly, I saw him, because Marcus was in that video. So Marcus is calling his mom. Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'm texting my mom, I go, "Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised." And then I hit send, and then they go, "Call your mom now." And I call my mom and I tell her, and oh, she should have got the Oscar. Oh my God, on the fly, she goes, "What? I'm on vacation." Mom, my car has been destroyed.
Wait, what?
A meteor hit it.
I'm on vacation. Do you understand?
Oh, no, that's actually a WW mom, man.
Yeah, I did that video. They're supposed to give me $10K to put down payment on a new car, and they wanted me to get like a big flashy new car. $10K was supposed to be a down payment. And I can't afford a big flashy new car because I work at MrBeast. So I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford taxes on. I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the insurance on. So I do my part of the video, and I get a mom van that I could afford. And Jimmy was like, "Why didn't you get a cooler car?" I was like, I can't afford that, bro. Come on, what are you talking about? If I was working on a TV show in the 90s, on a show that was a quarter as successful, I could retire today. But now I make dog shit pay, making bajillionaires more money. And I just walked into the writer's room.
Damn. You know me, Chad. I'm a tier 1 pocket watcher. From my understanding, when you get hired by MrBeast, that's like 6 figures easy. It doesn't really matter what your job is, especially if you're on-camera talent. But I don't know. Damn.
And that's one of the reasons why I left, was because I just walked in there and asked for not necessarily a gajillion dollars, but maybe a salary that was more proportional to the work I was doing, given how much revenue that work was doing. And then,
he pulled the Omar. No diss, but that's pretty much why Omar did not stay with AMP. So
about that, and I talked about the Writers Guild and how this is what the Writers Guild industry standard is for the streaming internet content with ads. I thought that was the closest thing to YouTube, and I didn't even bring up residuals, because oh my God, if I got residuals for every video I worked on, boy, hell yeah, I could retire. But
that is not an Omar straight, bro.
There was another writer there, older comic.
When will you be dropping Surviving Agent Zero documentary? Relax, bro. Relax. Agent was a good guy, man.
Black guy. He had a kid, and I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child. We're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fucking white guy. I'm gonna get paid more than him. I brought that up, and one of the things I didn't like about the way some of the V stuff shook out was.
Uh-oh.
I feel really guilty about the way this shook out. I was talking to this other writer, it's fucked up, that's how the pay is, and I want you to get paid more, because you deserve to get paid more. I don't have a kid. And he didn't want to rock the boat. He desperately didn't want to rock the boat. He's just, I like my job. I like because when you grow up with nothing, not to say that he did, but I know I did. You get a little something, you don't want to lose it. So he didn't want to rock the boat. But he said, "Hey man, if that's how you feel, if that's I trust you." He stood with me. He went into that meeting with me, and I said at my piece, he backed me up. I said, "I need X, Y, Z, or I'm out of here." And they said, "Bet," and they gave me a severance check the next day, and they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew he was going to lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
Well, that's why he asked you to mind your own goddamn business. Yeah, you should feel guilty. What the fuck? I ain't gonna lie, bro. Am I tripping for saying that? Bro literally said, okay, you're getting paid more than me, but I got a family. I am I'm chilling. Hey gang, you take the higher pay, but I'd rather just have the slightly lower pay than lose my job. I feel like at that point, man, don't try to if I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, man. Cause if I get fired tomorrow, I don't know how I'm gonna get my next job, especially with this creator shit. I don't know exactly what they were doing, but let me tell y'all, bro, one of the most annoying things about creator jobs, bro, is the lack of replaceability, especially if you get a high paying one. So imagine if, let's say it's 60,000. Imagine if it's 60,000, right? You're getting paid $60,000 to do thumbnails for MrBeast. Let's say you are like the man that he just said, providing for a child and everything like that, bro. And you're, I bet, I got a new job, $60,000 a year. You get fired. How many fucking YouTube channels are going to pay you $60,000 to do that exact same job and are currently hiring? Not a lot. Not a lot. There's just not a lot. And I feel like corporate America has that same problem as well. But I feel like personally, just because of the lack of creators that can afford $60,000 to pay an employee, that's even worse with YouTubers, bro. So, man, what the fuck?
Me, I was over the moon. I was like, "You're gonna give me a check and I get to leave?" I don't get to deal with the how many Orbeez can I fit up my asshole every day? And I get to go home and you're gonna pay me to leave. I was over the moon, and he was devastated.
The Beast whole channel.
He did not want. That's him. He just wanted to be in the room, And I really regret that. But me and him are really still tight. We're still good friends.
Is he doing good?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's a good guy. I love that guy. He's doing good. Yeah.
So maybe you'll feel better?
Honestly, best thing I could have done for him. Now that he's very, very far removed from all this crazy shit, I guess.
Do you think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber. I think he is laser focused on one goal. And I think whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him that he calculated, because he's very good with numbers. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty. If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy? But I've always thought, if you're going to do something nice for somebody and you stick a camera in their face while you do it, that you didn't do a nice thing for somebody. You gained something. There was a homeless guy on the street and you saw an opportunity for yourself and your image, and you...
That's a slippery slope. I get what he's doing, though. Like, if it's some everyday shit where I'm trying to give food to a homeless person, there really is no reason to record that. But I feel like when it's on the scale of what MrBeast is doing, where the revenue helps future projects, I get his point. But from my understanding, like, MrBeast's revenue, it goes back into a lot of it goes back into the business. Obviously, he gets a check of it, so not 100% is being put back into the business and back into charity work. But with the things that he's doing right now, a lot of it is charity work. But yeah.
Gave one guy $10,000 who needed it to eat, and now the revenue you generated from that video is way more than what you gave. I think when he's generous on camera, it's the least authentic thing in the world. There's an element of, you know, oh, hey, you're crying. That's so good for camera. You know, I'm so glad if you're crying because you're so thankful that you got XYZ, and then you go, oh, I'm so glad he needed it that bad so I could come in and, oh, can you cry more? Oh, it's so good for the camera if you could. Oh, it made me uncomfortable that I was working there, and I didn't like it. And
even when you watch MrBeast interviews though that he's done, you can tell his number one goal is literally just to make the most viral YouTube videos at any means possible. Any means possible. And that is like shown by the extreme things that he does. And we all just thought it was just, oh, crazy ideas. But yeah, the thought process, not necessarily the thought process, but the process of getting to those crazy ideas, he is willing to do anything. And that's what it looks like right here. I feel like he's the type of dude that will cut the camera. Hey, can you, which he pretty much said right here, can you cry? I feel like it'd be great for the videos. Take two. And he'd do that shit, so.
Vocalize it sometimes, and I think that's why I wasn't on camera as much as they said I was going to be. I was told at one point that I was going to be like fourth banana, you know, it was going to be Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, you know, and then that never happened. I remember talking about that, like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ. And then I got the severance checks, so, you know, whatever, how that regard.
So after your severance checks, how was your relationship with the company? I know you appeared in videos after that, right?
Right, so in videos where I was appearing in later, that's why you keep nice publicly. If you're nice in public, hey, Jake was nice in public, let's have him back for something, you know, yeah, sure. So I was hoping they call back, you know, and I appeared in some videos after I left. I think one of them was 3 days in a maximum security prison. If I didn't do many challenges in that, I got paid. I was, you know, clocked in with a rate, and I would get paid and compensated for those. But there was one video I was in, I got paid a lot for it, but it didn't come out. It didn't come out because it didn't go well. There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary, or surviving solitary for whatever. It was one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everybody saw the premise and thought, what? You shouldn't do that. And people don't know that was the second attempt. The first attempt was on me, and it didn't go well.
Oh wow. What the fuck? What happened?
I was already planning on moving to
this one
New
should
York.
get real?
I worked at a couple of YouTube companies after Beast, and I had a little bit of change in my pocket. You know, the most change I had in my pocket ever. You know, small potatoes, you know, compared to Beast bullshit. But you know, I thought I had enough to move to New York or whatever. And I get a call from somebody over there, and they go, "Hey, they want you for a video."
We're in the meet chat. We're in the
amazing, great, cool, thank God. What's the video? And they tell me the pitch. And they try to make the pitch sound like it's gonna be like a walk in the park. The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement. But don't worry, like you only have to last like 30. We have like a video. They're pitching like at first it's gonna be like a luxury vacation. You're gonna have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine, and like part of the video is gonna be you deciding like what items am I gonna get rid of, you know, today, and it's like the choice. They were like, it's only gonna be bad for you to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first. It's gonna be like a breeze for most of it, and by the end of it, after 30 days, you're gonna get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day. And I don't know, man. I grew up poor in North Carolina. I said, excuse me, I'll dance for you if you put that kind of money in my face, sure. They were like, you're going to be locked in this room, and we got to make sure you're on all the time.
Would y'all do it, chat? Would y'all do it? Would y'all do it?
And we're going to have cameras on you all the time, and you're perfect for this because you never shut the fuck up. You know, on paper, I was like, okay, I can do this. And they always cut me out of the videos. They always, and I was, you know, editors have told me that it's because you have too much of a personality. And so with this video, I thought, this is perfect. It's a video they can't cut me out of. I'm the guy. And so I thought, well, if I have to do this, if I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that. I held my tongue and I swallowed my pride and I tried to do one last ride. And I get there. And at first it's fine. And I mean, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, you know, which that's probably not good. You know, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. It looked good on the visual. Like it looks good on camera. You know, it's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. I mean, it was in one of the studios. They had to like get like a separate like tank for, you know, septic stuff. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Like things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. You know, if there's not like a hot water mechanism, so the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold, and you're taking like a quick shower, and I had cameras 24/7 on me, and the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes, on, and off, reeking of smelly dairy, mildew, like, so I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. So the little thing started to build up, you know, there was the bug thing wasn't like terrible, but it was a factor in, like at first it was fine, you know, and you're playing it up like, you know, the video. And it got to a point where like, they weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them, I said, can we like have like nighttime hours? You know? And they said no, because it would fuck up the time-lapse shots. The time-lapse of what? Me sleeping? I mean, not sleeping?
Oh, hell nah. Nah. I ain't gonna lie. That sounds hella small, bro. Pause. That's not a pause. That sounds like a hella small thing. Imagine being locked up in a room with lights just fucking blaring at, not necessarily blaring, but the lights just on for 30 fucking days? Nah, bro, nah. That's
yeah, I saw in other videos they did like, oh, you're gonna get XYZ hours of sunlight. Oh, great! Want to know how they figured that one out? I didn't have it. You know, one of the things was you got to take away your clock, so you didn't know what time it was. Okay, I got no access to sun. I got no access to clock. I don't know, like, the lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep, and I have insomnia problems now. But they might have started there. I had good people looking out for me. I had a lot of good people looking out for me saying, this we gotta stop. So I just wanted to turn the lights off. And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists.
Oh, shit. No way. Jimmy committing war crimes? Oh, hell nah. Nah, we in the meat now, man. We in the meat, bro. No way. Yes, the UN considers sleep deprivation to be a form of torture and a war crime under the Geneva Convention and the UN Torture Convention. The UN defines torture as any physical or mental pain or suffering, and sleep deprivation can cause serious physical and mental harm. It also prohibited by international law as a cruel... Yo, I ain't gonna lie. You know what makes it worse? They're committing a war crime for time-lapse shots. I don't know why I did that. Committing war crimes just to get a W time-lapse? Not even a crucial part of a video. A time-lapse?
Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing. So, you know, they're giving me, you know, melatonin.
Jimmy Biden.
You know, it's not helping. You know, and then Jimmy would come in like every other day for like an hour, you know, to check in on me because he's doing other stuff. You know, I'm just the guy in the cage over here. He'll come back to me in a minute. And so he'd come by, he'd get the shots, he'd leave. Sometimes he'd have a note with the director over the phone. That would really piss me off. This is a note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans? You know how hard it was to do a take of that? They pretend to make it genuine. I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to be in a cage. But Jimmy's the guy with the money, and if you do what he says, he'll do what you want. You want your student loans paid off? You just be in this cage. And you have power over people. When one person doesn't have resources and the other one does, and they hold it over your head, you go, of course, yeah, I agreed to it. I needed it, of course. Just something about like.
I ain't gonna lie, maybe I'm a dickhead. It was a sentence. You already made it that far, gang. I feel like at that point in the video, I can't believe I'm paying off my student loans. Give me my $300K. Like, I don't know. It just seems like a small thing, bro.
Having the cameras on
bigger problems at hand. I'm nitpicking, though. I'm nitpicking.
I was not having a good time, but we were filming a video, so I was trying my best to be funny. You know, I'm a dark comic. You know, I got bits about. I had a very traumatic life. I have my dad is in jail for sexual assault of a minor, you know, so this kind of stuff is very near and dear to my heart. You know, I don't.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Yeah, I got bits about. I had a very traumatic life. I have my dad is in jail for sexual assault of a minor, you know, so this kind of stuff is very near and dear to my heart. You know, I don't fuck around with this shit. Yeah, I have jokes about that in my act. You know, I joke about it because that's what you do in traumatic experience. You know, abusive relationships. I get out of it. The first thing I do is I do a tight fight about it. You know, so I'm in this situation where my mental health is not good. My physical health is getting worse, but we're filming. So I'm doing bits. I'm talking to the
You know why Jimmy hired you now? Nah, let me not.
camera. And I'm being, you know, like, hey, it's been a couple days. I'm not doing so hot, you know, which if I'm filming a video, that's what I should be doing for the camera, but it was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one? You know, if we're allowed to let these cast members have some time off of this difficult challenge, how come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time-lapse footage?
I feel him on that, though. I ain't gonna lie. He just wanted the lights off, bro. He just wanted the lights off, man. God
10
damn.
seconds.
He already wasn't getting any sunlight, any fresh air, man. God damn.
I was starting to calculate, I don't know if I could do 30. How much can I, well, how can I manage to get out of here sooner and still have a video and still have some cash and get the plug, man. I did, since we're doing time-lapse shots and since they insisted on time-lapse shots, I said, all right, we'll get the time-lapse shots back.
Yeah, fuck them time lapses.
I put my YouTube on with the whiteboard they gave me. And I was like, all right, yeah, go ahead and scrub that footage. You know, you got that whiteboard. Oh, no, either that goes in or this footage is unusable. And then, you know, James Warren came in and erased it. You know, don't put that. Hey, we can torture him. Don't you dare let him get a plug in there. You know?
Oh my, yo, Jimmy a hoe, Chad. Jimmy a hoe. No way. He can't even plug his fucking YouTube channel. Come on, bruh. Come on, bro. He just wants the lights off, bro. Come on, bro.
In the cage, you know, whatever. Look, I'll play into a joke, whatever. It's fine. It's just something weird about when Jimmy jokes. I have jokes about my dad because I love jokes with my dad. I'll joke with my dad all the time. I guess piece of shit. I hate it up. I have friends that make fun of my dad. That's fine because I know their intent. I know where they're coming from. When Jimmy joked with my dad, and I said that seemed weird. I don't like it. We were doing that one of those hide and seek videos again. You know, at the time they were a lot realer. So I got caught, and when you get caught, you know, you go to the place where you get caught. And I don't know if there's footage of this. I don't know if I definitely didn't make final cut. But he says to me, "All right, you're going to jail. You know, like your dad." And like, it's a joke. But when my friends do it, it's fine. And Jimmy just wasn't my friend. He was my boss. And that wasn't cool. So now...
That's a crazy joke to make, by the way. But
I'm locked in a cage at his whim. And I have to do things to get the cash I need to live. And I got these cameras on me all the time.
That's fucked.
And I was unwell. I had editors coming up to me. Saying, "You good, bud?" And I was like, "Yeah, why? You're clearly unwell." And he goes, "Well, because the footage you're sending in is haunting. Because I'm trying to be funny, but I am mentally decaying, so I'm doing bits." Someone said there is a horror cut of a video in this. And I'm saying, like, who's watching this? Like, who wants to see this? What is fun about this, the video? And so the thing that made me want to, I got to get out. I can't do another day in a year. Jimmy comes in, and I'm asleep. I don't know what time it is. I don't know, it's like 2 or 3 or whatever. He's like, "Why is he sleeping?" I don't know, because I can't sleep. And he comes in, he wakes me up. And he goes, "Ask me why I have 2 briefcases." And I'm like, "Why do you have 2 briefcases?" And he goes, "Oh, because this one's for today, you know, and this one's for the challenge." And I go, "What's the challenge today?"
He's so done with it. Imagine you're MrBeast and you're getting exposed because by a crash out who didn't get light. Not too much, bro. Not too much. He just wanted his money, man. And they legitimately did commit a war crime. And I understand that sounds so small in the grand scheme of things. It's just a light, bro. Motherfuckers can't even sleep without a nightlight. And you got the biggest one. But nah. In combination with not being able to socialize with people. Because what was it, 30 days? 30 days, no sunlight, no grass, no fresh air, no hose. And you can't even get like a good night's sleep with the lights off? 100 days? Nah.
He goes, you're gonna run a marathon.
Was it 100 days?
22.6K, whatever it is.
That's 3
You're gonna be on that
months.
treadmill over there. The first challenge I did was a Rubik's Cube, and I'm dyslexic. I'm dumb.
What
I'm not
the?
a Rubik's Cube.
Nah.
So your first challenge Rubik's Cube. I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. I was on camera. I don't want to do it. You know, just do it for the thing. Like, kid, yeah. Like there was an element of, oh, Jake will do what we want because he's in house. You know, that's one of the reasons why they got me. Jake's he's an inside guy, so he'll do whatever. We can push him a little extra hard because we know he's good. We know he's. I couldn't say no to the treadmill thing.
Hey, whoever said there aren't any ethical billionaires, it looked like MrBeast was on track, but boy, you cooked. Whoever said that,
yeah. So I people who run marathons train forever, and it's still hard. Again, writer. Do I look like I run? I don't run. You know, let alone a marathon, let alone that training for it. So I was in a sunlightless, you know.
Did you try to say no? Like, did you have a choice, or?
Based on the Rubik's Cube thing, and based on all the other stuff, like there was so much pressure to just do it, just do the thing, you know. And if I refuse, it's just, well, that's the whole video. I guess the budget's, so much money up in flames because Jake said he wouldn't want to do the thing. And so I wanted to be a good sport, and I wanted to get the boost, and I wanted the cash, and so I started running at 12. I was able to take some breaks, and I asked him, how long do I have? He goes, until I get back. And I'm running until 3 a.m. I got off the treadmill. Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk. My muscles were like just the lactic acid.
God damn.
I got off the treadmill, and then the people that came in to like ice my feet, make sure I was good. Then that's when I was like, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm out. And that's when I get psych in and talk to psych about how I'm not well. And like I said, there was a lot of good people over there that was saying, you got to pull him out. Yeah, I had friends that did some freelance work, and they would tell me, they'd be like, yeah, everyone knows you over there, everybody loves you. They go, oh, Jake, well, I love that guy. Shame what happened to him.
What?
Like I'm a ghost. And I asked him, I said, how much longer are you guys going to keep me in here? And the guy goes, realistically, like at least 7 more days? No.
Man, motherfuckers can't cry now, bro. Not KW. That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers can't cry now, bro. Y'all just big bad tough guys, huh? All right, man. This is clearly something traumatic, and y'all would be traumatized too if y'all was in his situation. And clearly, he's not rich either. So, man, come on, bro.
And they didn't let me leave right away either. They wanted to make sure, everything was fine. So
I'm saying, y'all be crying as well, man.
They turned the lights off.
Stop it.
And they brought in all my friends, to make it.
Wait, what happened? Hold on.
Brought in all my friends, to turn the lights off. And they brought.
Yo, shout out to King's Day for the 8 months, man. Appreciate you.
Slept for a while. They turned the lights off. And they brought. It's like they brought in all my friends, to make it. They brought in all the people I liked, and Jimmy. Then everybody was around me, making sure I was good, making sure I was okay. But Jimmy had his he was sitting in the chair, turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God, everyone was looking at me, and he was like Lex Luthor over there. He turns around, he stands up. He does the exact same thing when he's pretending to have a human connection. You know when you're watching a video and he's like, oh, stop, you're gonna make me cry. And he touches his eye or whatever as if he's crying. He's just. I didn't have to pretend to do that shit. She says, as if rehearsed by his lawyers. Yeah, your mental health is the most important thing. Just want to make sure you're okay. And the last thing we want you to do is. I can almost hear the word Sue come out of his mouth. The S. He just stopped right before it got out. I did not yet.
Yeah. Nah, that sounds like a Jimmy thing to do though. Even in a case like this, he thinking about his own brand. He thinking about his own fucking videos. The last thing we want you to do is sue us. Come on, bro. The last thing you want him to do is kill himself. That's the right answer. The last thing you want him to do, which was he was on pace to do, was kill himself. But you talking about suing right now, bro. Come on, bro.
The 300 keg. What I got.
You villain!
He goes, think of it this way. At least you get to keep what you earned. You were in there for XYZ days. You did XYZ challenges, so you got, 100,000 some change, you know, give or take. You know how much money I spent in taxes in 2021? I spent $44,000 in taxes alone. And now I spent all that money on doing stand-up. I bought
44,000. How much did you make? What the fuck? Gang, I don't know. Actually, that makes sense. That's normal, though. I mean, it's self-employment tax.
Plane tickets to go do comedy festivals. You know, my family back home, I gave them a bunch of stuff that they needed. And haven't been back on a Beast set in any official capacity or unofficial capacity since then. And then they did the video with somebody else, and they worked out the kinks. And then I'd still gotten some hot water, and I knew it would. And I've wanted to say a lot of this for a long, long, long time. And I feel good now. I just had to get that out there.
So I just want to hop in here and show some text that Jake sent me after this interview. This is July 29, 2021, a few days after he got out of solitary. How are you feeling after a few days? Better. I still couldn't sleep, even a few days out, but I almost have my sleep cycle back on track. My legs and joints are good, but the blisters on my feet still hurt to walk on. Medical advice I got was not to lance them and just let them go away with time. I'm mentally still in an uneasy place, but I've gotten back on better help. My therapist is a little concerned, but we are working on things. Mind you, this is not supposed to be a traumatic life event. This is supposed to be a MrBeast video. Hey Jake, hope you're doing okay. Meg and I just wanted to check in on you. Hey, I'm good and I appreciate that. I'm not exactly 100%. I feel like mentally I'm still recovering a bit, but back in therapy and my therapist is concerned. Haha, but my legs and joints feel better, like I can walk, but my feet are still covered on those blisters and those hurt to walk on. But I was told the best thing to do is stay off my feet and let them heal. I'm in Raleigh with my family. Also, it'll be like a month before I get the money, and they aren't giving me all the money. They're giving me what I won up to that point in the game, which was also a slap in the face, but hey, I'm out, I'm alive. Therapist who knows and cares about you. The whole thing was so fucked, and honestly, fuck them for not giving you the money. Meg and I are wishing you the best with your recovery, and please feel free to reach out if you need anyone to talk to or need a place to crash in New York. Hope you're doing well, man. That video you uploaded is money, so good. I appreciate. I'm doing better physically. Mentally, I'm still kind of in a place. I still can't sleep. I've slept 5 hours in the past 3 days, marathon included. I don't know what's wrong with me. Lots of thinking too much, one might say. Hope they're taking care of you where they can. I mean, I was kind of shocked they didn't pay me for the full 25, 30 days. They paid me what I made up to that point. Like, even when we have to pull the plug for my mental health, the mechanism of the game is still at play. I'm just happy to be out. I still can't walk well, but it hurts less. And like, I'm not famous enough to burn a bridge. So
they did say 10,000 for every day. So
at the end of the day, I'm still Jimmy's bitch. Like if I was Carl and he did that to me, I'd ruin him. And they want to do it again. That could be your leverage. If the guy breaks down also, 2 is better than 1. Yeah, right. I told them everything they did to me that they can't do again in order to make sure the other person doesn't break down as fast. But like the way the video is meant to function is the problem. It's a bad idea, full stop. It sounds clickbaity, sounds right up Jimmy's alley, but it's morally unethical like on every level. Off-camera breaks, lights off at night, visitation, take the marathon out. Marathon is a video in itself. You can't expect someone to exert themselves like that for 45 seconds of content. The challenge.
But this right here, chat, is exactly why, and I'm gonna stand on this take, bro. Fake content over real content when it comes to the extreme shit. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. That's why even when MrBeast was getting the allegations of fake content, I truly don't care. I would rather them fake a video, like the video that he did. I would rather them, fine, make the video, make it entertaining, shit, fuck it. Make it believable, all of these different things. I would much rather live in a reality where that shit was actually fake. Everything was done ethical. No one was hurt. We still got our entertainment because the editing was top notch. The acting was good. Than MrBeast legitimately trying to carry out these crazy ass social experiments, bro. Like MrBeast is not he is not in sort of power to do that. He just isn't. He shouldn't be. So same thing with IRL pranks. Again, I would real pranks better than fake pranks? Most likely when you get genuine reactions. But again, I would rather live in a reality where we get entertained by good fake pranks where the acting looks good, everything looks real and everything like that. But people aren't actually messing with, people at their job or going down the fucking strip at Vegas or at a beach and just stealing people's food. Because I remember that kick stream when we watched that shit. Like, I would much rather live in a reality where that shit actually didn't happen than it did. That's just me.
Challenges really made it feel dehumanizing. Felt like a parody of MrBeast. I felt like the homeless guy they could exploit. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. Part of me wants the footage burned, and part of me thinks that there's a great horror cut in there. LMAO, he was so fake when he came in and said he cared about my mental health. They must have programmed the care about mental health updates. He said, we also don't want you to, and I swear to our Lord and Savior, he stopped himself from saying sue. Also, as far as like, he could have said no, he could have left at any time. I want to show the segment from an internal document at MrBeast called How to Succeed in MrBeast Production. Specifically on page 19, there's a paragraph called No does not mean no. Already insane, because it's sort of...
What? He gonna read this, so I don't want to read. What the fuck?
It seems to be co-opting the popular anti-rape slogan, which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon. It reads, when dealing with people outside MrBeast Productions, never take no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside of, and you can call the local Dollar Tree, and the person that answers says, no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean shit.
Yeah! Yo.
Talk to other employees and see if they are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team. If all avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try.
To be fair, AMP and them, I've seen them do this live on stream, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
By the other Dollar Trees, because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. Basically, what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no.
Speed do this shit
Don't
too.
stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted. This is one of many tools that, when combined, dramatically improve your probability of success when producing here. So yeah, this idea of like pushing through no's is...
I mean, W example, not the most like crazy example, but that's the problem with just everything going on with MrBeast is this mentality of doing everything for the content. Doing everything for the content by any means possible. No boundaries, no nothing. Even when people say no, you are going to do what you need to do to get this video done. Even if it's for 5 seconds of a time lapse, we are going to get it done. And that's literally how the whole light shit happened. He wanted to turn the lights off, but because they've been trained that no doesn't mean no, nah, fuck you. We want our time lapse. Like, nah, bro.
Big component to working at MrBeast. And the way that it manifests itself a lot of the time is like, a director might tell a producer, hey, we need access to 30 acres of farmland by Tuesday or we lose $500,000. Now, if you're the producer, you obviously know that means get it done or you lose your job. So what can happen is like a producer's calling up farmers saying, hey, I need to use your land. And the farmer might be like, okay, but you know, I have animals, you can't be making really loud noises, no pyrotechnics, and you got to clean everything up. So the producer's sort of incentivized to lie and say, or maybe the producer doesn't even actually know the total contents of the video, right? Things changed last second. So they're very like, they're financially incentivized to be manipulative and sort of, they're put in positions where it's like, oh, it's either the producer's job or a civilian's job. Like where it talks about, hey, maybe the manager would be willing to bend the rules. Well, you shouldn't really be pressuring civilians to bend the rules that could get them fired, you know? I'll show you a real life example. This is unused evidence from part 1. I had seen this Reddit post titled MrBeast leaving trash behind and debris at film site in Aden, North Carolina. Apparently he left a large boat in a pond as well as debris around the film site in the bottom.
Bro, wait till you hear the shit one of his staff members did. You will be shocked, bro. He deserves to go to hell.
Of the pond weeks and weeks after the agreed time.
Hey, we still got 14 minutes, man. I'm
safe for campers and almost delayed the camp's opening.
Y'all keep telling me don't skip the end. I'm scared, bro. I'm scared.
Out of the area. So I actually know that this is from a MrBeast video called "Protect the Yacht, Keep It," where at the end of that video he actually says,
If you're wondering, yes, we did ensure the lake was completely cleaned up after this video. For the love of God, subscribe so we can pass T-Series.
Yes, he says at the end of the video that they made sure it was cleaned up. I was actually on site for part of this production. I was at this camp. So I decided to send an email out to the camp, basically saying, hey, I heard these rumors. I'm investigating a similar incidents. And the camp responded, actually not denying the claims, going on to say, I am sure that there are no perfect film productions, just as there are no perfect people. I am grateful for the opportunity that we had to host the production crew, and because grace, or forgiveness, has been offered to me so freely, I will choose to offer the same. So clearly alluding to the fact that there was a wrongdoing by MrBeast production team. And that's like sort of the thing is, if you're around Greenville, you know these stories of people working with MrBeast and it being extremely unprofessional, them not doing what they say, but they sort of get by a lot on their good public image. And like, I mean, this camp offered to host them completely for free. And I guarantee, like, if you went to the lake at the camp and you went magnet fishing, like you'd find all sorts of debris that's still there to this day. Like they didn't clean it all up. So in the case of Jake Weddle, like I'm sure that there were producers who were in a position of, hey, if Jake gets out early, we don't have a video and your job is at risk. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure on top of like him being delirious from not sleeping and everything to just manipulate him into staying. Which, you know, I'm sure this isn't like technically against the Geneva Convention on torture because he wasn't technically a prisoner. Like he could have left at any time, but because of the extreme pressure to stay in, it's not really a reasonable expectation that he could have just.
Someone tried to make a take today that all of this is gonna lead to the next apocalypse, and I ain't gonna lie. If we get to that point, Jimmy, it's really fuck you. Eat dick, bro.
You know,
Eat
walked
dick.
out.
Now you affected my pockets, Jimmy.
I think
Fuck
Jimmy
you.
is a awkward kid who maybe had it a little rough growing up. I can't speak on that, but I do have empathy for it because I had it rough growing up. And I think when you're hyper fixated on something, like I love stand up, he loves YouTube. Everyone fixate on a thing. I think he just wanted to be the best YouTuber so bad, and because the industry's metrics, rewarded some not great behavior. If you're just going on autopilot based on what the numbers say, you can do some things that maybe aren't good, but reap reward. And I think Jimmy just did what the industry and maybe what the system that we have set up demanded. And he didn't care who got hurt. And I think Jimmy surrounded himself with really, really...
Let me say this, man. Let me say this. Because I think MrBeast has gotten a lot of flack for ruining YouTube because of audience retention. Like the audience retention hacks that he has, making all the same types of thumbnails. MrBeast ruined YouTube not because of audience retention tactics, not because of thumbnails, but because he is the guy that made it mainstream. He is the guy that made it to the top, made it popular in this copycat ass league that is YouTube to do extreme shit. I think before MrBeast, YouTube wasn't as extreme as it is, bro. And mind you, that trickles down to a lot of areas on YouTube. It doesn't have to be doing the crazy challenges that MrBeast did. It trickles down to extreme opinions being pushed on the platform. It extends to hot take hunting. It extends to clip farming. It extends to a bunch of other shit, even in the sports world. Now you gotta say some extreme sports takes to get popping, bro. The Paul brothers, I wouldn't even say the Paul brothers, bro. Because I feel like at one point the Paul brothers was just, they were vlogging for a bit. And beefs are, like, they used to do, like, rap beefs and shit. But MrBeast was the guy that really made it, like, a platform-wide thing. YouTube rewarded it, though. And that's the thing. It goes hand in hand. Like, MrBeast's goal was to become the #1 YouTuber, and what he did was what it took to be the #1 YouTuber. So YouTube did reward it. So does YouTube have they are a part in all of this as well, because none of this wouldn't have happened if their system didn't reward what YouTube rewarded. But at the same token, man, fix your fucking algorithm. I don't fucking know.
Not so great people, and those people were the ones making the decisions. And I want to say, really important, there are so many good people that work at MrBeast who are damn good at their jobs. Like, when Jimmy comes in and asks for something impossible, it's these people's jobs to do it. And they shouldn't be able to make it happen, and they do.
Not only that, but MrBeast changed YouTube on a whole, because now everything is fast-paced editing and being loud. I actually even disagree with that, to be honest with you. I don't... Like, YouTube is so widespread that if you really are, like... I'll go on my homepage right now. You won't see anything like MrBeast edited. Like, you're seeing... You got Hood Olympics, which isn't edited like a MrBeast video. Some, like, random-ass 5-minute video. Omar's videos, a pod, music. So, I don't even think that's it. I just think it's just the culture of, yo, we gotta say extreme shit now. And that's always been a thing to a certain degree, but I think on YouTube specifically, when people saw the numbers MrBeast was doing, it was on some, oh, okay. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of creators operate on this meta chat. Or not operate on this meta. They operate in this way. There's a meta on YouTube, bet. How could I translate that over to my side of YouTube? That's literally like what YouTubers are taught. That's what YouTubers do. That's how they execute on things. So when you see this channel averaging 100 million, zillion, willion views, a lot of top tier creators are inevitably gonna say, okay, what is he doing that I can apply to my own channel? And then that trickles down to everyone else.
And so I don't think people wanted to talk about stuff because I didn't want my friends to lose their jobs. I don't care about my fucking job. I'll buy in a hole. I don't care. But I don't want my friends to lose their jobs. You know? I don't want anyone's reputation to be fucked. You know? But let's just go back to my dad for a second, if I may. My dad was like a swim coach, your neighborhood swim team. Everybody loved it. Behind closed doors, he was a real piece of shit. And so when stuff started hitting the fan, what? Him? No.
I didn't
Surely.
know. See, Lord.
And then, everyone, thought my mom was the bitch, for not, the day the news broke, that he did what he did to one of the students of the team. And it's like when that comes out, you're not surprised, You just go, when I saw my dad in the news, I said, oh, you idiots. Like, I was like, no, I was, oh, dumbass, God damn it. But I wasn't surprised. And it was just a consequence that's happening to somebody who was really good at avoiding them for a long time. And I don't know, everybody loves Jimmy. And behind closed doors, he is not super great. And that image is cultivated purposefully and intentionally. And it's branding, it's marketing, it's YouTube.
Okay, so I guess, just one final question.
Sure.
On a serious note, obviously the Ava Chris Tyson drama, and, that's a known issue of traditional media. Did you witness or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
It's crazy. I probably hung out with Ava the most out of the main cast just because I was on Beast Hacks. Now Beast Reacts. I don't know if it's still out. That was a lot of fun because it was just being silly and goofy in front of the camera. And Ava was the only person who was willing to film. Everybody else was too busy or didn't want to, and I was just trying to do my job. Sometimes there'd be like an offhanded joke that's a little gross. I mean, I'm a stand-up, so I'm very desensitized to that. I didn't hear anything that was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like when I saw, the reason I messaged you instead of talking to reporters sweetly like I have been was when I saw the Discord stuff because when I got there, it was like 2019. So I guess if the timelines add up, that would have been like handled, for lack of a better term. And then they started bringing more people on. Maybe they thought they had that under the rug, all right, we handled that. Now let's bring in some writers, And when I saw it, all that stuff started coming out. And the potentiality, as of this moment of recording, I know this has been happening fast and stuff has been coming out so fast. Just the potential that Jimmy could have been in those Discord chats, or even the potential that he participated in those Discord chats. After the shit he did to me, and if you're gonna make fun of my dad, I don't care what happens to me and my career and reputation after this. I had to say some stuff. So whatever happens at this point.
That's fair.
Outside of it, Chris Tyson, did you notice any or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm or deny anything. I don't have any tangible evidence, but I've heard stuff that if it could be investigated, that'd be great. But it's like water cooler talk. But I've heard things, yes, of course. I heard people have been let go for sexually assaulting some very young people. The idea that Jimmy didn't know, or that Jimmy was covering stuff up. He didn't want stuff to come out. He's very careful about his image. The tangible proof that he knew but covered it up. How do you prove that, Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender on the registry and everything, who worked there. And like you can, someone pees in public, you're on the registry, you get it.
What was even the point of that? If never mind.
Job after you're on that's one thing. You go to prison, you get rehabilitated, that's one thing. Like if you do your time, that's fine. I think there should be rehabilitation in this country. But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that. He's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started. And that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around.
Well, hold on, who is it now? Who is it now? Is this a hint?
And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face?
That's him?
It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender? And that your face could be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender? With a physical mask? Like, do I have to... Is it more on the nose? Or... I don't know why they let him go, because there's rumors back...
Bro... Jimmy Schneider, bruh! Jimmy Schneider!
and forth. So I don't know why they let him go, but he did leave at one point. Even if that guy didn't do anything, they still knew about it and he was still around. And what if he's one of the people in the Discord servers? What if he's not? I don't know. But when I was there, they called him Delaware. So why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. That's his nickname? Colloquially? Like, it's Delaware. Don't ask him why,
That being a joke is crazy. Nah. It's one thing to get edgy jokes off, but the way this crew get edgy jokes off, they just don't give a fuck. You're a sex offender. We should come up with a nickname. What state are you been in? Delaware? Bet. We're gonna call you Delaware from now on, buddy. Like, come on, bro. What is that? What is that?
The fuck? Did Jimmy know about it? The likelihood that he didn't know is astronomically low.
Okay, so finally I have a recorded phone conversation. The person on the other end of this line is a different former MrBeast employee talking.
Man, this shit, Mr. Revenue, I ain't gonna lie. Say talk about Hollyweird. Apparently that shit is in Salisbury, not Salisbury. Raleigh, North Carolina. God damn. Where my fam is!
About Delaware. Also, apparently before this phone conversation got recorded, the person on the other end of the line said that the MrBeast team was actually trying to expunge Delaware's record off the registry, and that's what actually sparked this person to start recording.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Yeah, he's YouTube Dan Schneider. Not that I'm really thinking about all of this. Yeah, he's YouTube Dan Schneider. No cap. This shit freaky, bro. What the fuck?
Okay, so Reed is MrBeast's former manager who was in the last video telling Jimmy, hey, don't promote gambling to children. I think Reed's taken 2 W's this month. Don't promote gambling to children and don't have offenders on payroll. Also, yeah, just from where I'm sitting, it seems extremely unlikely that Jimmy wouldn't know. But I know I'm sure that's the defense he'll go with. So I'll just say preemptively, if somehow Jimmy didn't know about Delaware, I think it's still such an extreme level of negligence. What you're not doing.
He just doesn't care as long as it gets him closer to making bigger and better videos. Yeah, I said that earlier, bro. By any means possible, the real AMP, MrBeast. Jeez.
Background checks. You're not. Everyone at your company knows, but somehow you don't know. I think that
all of this literally sounds like the Dan Schneider doc, bro.
How did this person get into the company and a company that makes content for children and is around children? So yeah, Jimmy, I think we need an explanation from you or your lawyers and PR people and representatives and spokespersons and on how you could have not known that there was an offender at a high level in your company. And while you're responding to that, why not just respond to the allegations of rigging contest videos and selling fake signatures, running illegal lotteries, the dangerous conditions on the set of Beast games, you should address those too. So yeah, just let us know. Okay, that was my interview with former MrBeast employee Jake Weddle. I know he will be coming out with a longer cut of this interview as well as other content. So I just wanted to...
I think that's the end chat. What are y'all sending me? All right, you Cardiac.
MrBeast Productions, titled...
Is this the... Damn, this shit came out a day ago. Okay. How to succeed at MrBeast Productions.
No does not mean no, which is a wild thing to have as corporate policy, emphasizing the intense pressure that contestants like Weddle would be subjected to routinely, and how the company chooses to build its own atmosphere. However, having been given access to that document for myself, I wanted to read a different paragraph. Quote, "Own your mistakes. I hate excuses and I despise with my entire soul when people just try to save face instead of learn from how they messed up. Mistakes are okay. Genuinely they are, and I expect you to make a lot. That's perfectly fine. Every veteran here has cost me $1 million at one point or another, and you can go ask them yourself if I ever held it over their heads. The reason I'm okay with mess-ups is because I know that's how you learn. I see it as me investing in you and your brain. Hence why I have zero tolerance for C players, and they must go immediately. Those mess-ups could be done by an A player that will retain the information learned. I just beg you that you learn from every mistake and try not to repeat it. That's when it gets annoying. I've never, ever, ever once fired someone on the spot for messing up. You have nothing to be afraid of. Own stuff so we can address how to fix it and then move on."
That ain't too bad.
End quote. Those appear to be the words of Jimmy Donaldson, MrBeast himself.
Am I tripping?
And I think it's more than fair to say them back to him now. Own your mistakes.
Oh, okay, I feel it.
Despising with your entire soul when people just try to save face instead of learning from how they messed up is fundamentally incompatible with the mass deletion of evidence regarding alleged illegal lottery streams, which the MrBeast social media team appears to be actively doing right now. Owning your mistakes does not mean manipulation of footage or lying about the competitive nature of your videos. And it certainly doesn't mean obfuscating the identity of a convicted registry offender so that they can work.
All right, I'm pretty sure. It's just a recap. All right, what's on pin? Hey, W chat for linking me. All right. Here's the truth. Yes, Delaware is my brother-in-law. Yes, he is RSO. When he was 21, a 16-year-old girl accused him. Yo, what? Nah. I feel like at this point, does MrBeast like do background checks? Like in a weird, like, no way on your team you got Chris Tyson, someone someone whose dad was a sex offender, someone whose brother-in-law is a sex offender. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, bro. What the hell? I feel like he's weirdly doing background checks at this point, like in a weird way now. What the hell? All right. It's the same guy? No, it's not the same guy. This is No, I'm talking about Jake, the dude. The dude who was in the interview. His dad was caught up in some shit. And I'm saying this guy right here who used to work for MrBeast, from my understanding, his brother-in-law was also caught up in some shit, man. All right, let me read it. Yes, he is a RSO, registered sex offender. When he was 21, a 16-year-old girl accused him and others of SA when she was 11. Delaware took a plea deal. That's why there was no jail time, but he still had to register. His nickname isn't Delaware because he can't go back to Delaware. He's from Delaware. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He's been back several times. He was hired before I was and was actually the reason I got hired at MrBeast. Before being hired, Delaware sat down with Jimmy and Sue, Jimmy's mom, and explained to them everything. So yes, Jimmy knew, but again, this incident happened in 2010. Delaware was hired in 2017, 2018. Delaware was also let go from the company before I was. Delaware was supposed to be behind the scenes manager, but in a couple videos he was asked to partake because we needed people. He was reluctant, especially in the straight jacket video because of his charges, and that's why he wore a mask. Delaware charges are set to be dropped this fall. Delaware has been nothing but a good person, an amazing husband to my sister, and the best father to my two nieces that I could ever ask for. They want no part in this and want to just live their lives away from the limelight. I understand why anyone would be upset and frustrated over these allegations, and I do not blame them. Hurting kids in any way is completely unacceptable, but in the case of Delaware, I firmly believe he did nothing wrong. I look forward to the day these charges are dropped. Still weird, but makes it a little bit better, I guess. But at the very least, this confirms that he knew. But he literally didn't do background checks nor have a serious business. The evidence is in the pinned. Okay, we got more tweets, chat. Okay, what is this? You shouldn't respect it. You should question why a huge company like this didn't have a HR until now. Even smaller communities like Smosh have an HR department. He also only did it because of backlash. He isn't doing anything right. Okay. Dear Team MrBeast. Who is this? I wanted to update all of you on the recent concerns. Oh, okay. So essentially they're adding these new things that should have been there already. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, especially for MrBeast, man. These shit should have already been a thing at the 10 million sub mark. For real, for real. Like these are not things that should be saved after the biggest cancellation of your career. These should be at the 70, not even 10 mil, maybe even 5, bro. I ain't gonna lie.